What's going on, everyone? My name's Mac. I'm coming back to you guys with another video. Today's video is about some recent comments that Joe Rogan made about video games and the whole community. Well, not the whole community, but some people are pissed off about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just. I feel like I have some comments to make about what he said, uh, because not enough people from the gaming side understand that he's actually right. So his comments are along the lines of as follows. He's basically saying that like people who are just sitting around playing video games all day are wasting their time, and that their time would be better off spent trying to become, an elite at something. And the example he uses is jujitsu, right? So the premise I want to lay down here is one that uh, when you do anything in life, um, there's really three approaches you can take toward it, right? So we can use video games as the example, right? So when you're playing a video game, there's three ways to play. You can play for fun, you can play to win, or you can ask yourself the question, why am I even playing this game? Now, the third one is a unique one, and I can get to that one in a second, but um, playing for fun and playing to win are both reasonable and okay ways to play the game, right? The reason the third one is not okay is because it is the foundation of all of nihilism. Questioning the premise or questioning why does this matter anyway is the root of all nihilism. Anything you could do, be it driving, working, having kids, playing a video game, anything, the second you question the premise or question am I even playing this game, that is the most sinful question because it's going to lead you down the rabbit hole of nihilism, and it pretty much makes the action punishable. Your brain's going to just start punishing you like crazy if you ask that question. So be sure of it, guys. No matter what you do in life, you need to make sure you're either doing it for fun or to become elite at it. You should never question why you're doing it. And if you find yourself questioning it, you need to always try to get yourself to go back to one of those two things. A lot of people get bored with things. Um, and that's the reason people start something and they do it for a little while and then they quit it is because they always end up going to the third question of, why am I even doing this? I should be doing something better. If they could just dumb themselves down enough to keep having fun or keep themselves excited enough to want to keep improving, then nihilism sort of goes out the window. So I've sort of just plagued you guys with nihilism for the rest of your lives, but I've also given you the solution in just a span of 3 minutes. Which is, now that you're woke on this, you might ask yourself the question more of why am I even doing this thing? But now that you're also woke and you know that that question is also the sinful question to ask, you know what the solution is. Either go have fun or play to win. Now let's go back to what Joe Rogan was saying. Joe Rogan said, now that I've framed the scope of really what he's saying, okay, all you guys out there who are playing video games for fun, you guys are losers. And a lot of the people who do play video games for fun out there are sitting there trying to justify their disliking the video, and people are upset that he's saying, oh, well, if you're playing video games for fun, you're a loser. Well, I guess I'm a loser for listening to this podcast because I was listening to this podcast for fun. I guess I'm not getting anything from it. Or, what about all the people? Oh, my parents just watched TV all day for fun. Why is that any better? They're trying to justify themselves being a loser by, pointing out all the other things people do for fun. Now, Joe Rogan's argument is one that he's really just saying, he's not saying playing video games for fun is explicitly worse than doing something else for fun. He's saying stop just doing things for fun and go be elite at something. And he's picking video games as the primary one where the losers go the most. Of course there's people who just play basketball for fun all the time, and they're losers too because they're not elite at it, and they're not trying to be elite at it. Those people would really fall under the same category of what he's saying. He's just using video games as it's the easiest example, and as it really is the truth. It's what losers do. I mean, it's what people who are low on the dominance hierarchy seek to low stimulation. You know, people say, you know, it's a trick by the elites to keep you locked in. It's true. I mean, that shit sounds silly, but it's actually true. So, because if you're at the top of a hierarchy, what's one of the best things for you? It's to keep people that are at the bottom from wanting to be at the top. And what's the easiest way to do that? I mean, video games. There's no. I mean, that's one of the best things ever created for that. So he's just using that as an argument. Now, there is also another category of people who would fall under what he's saying. And now, people who are doing something to win, and they've been doing something to win for a very long time, and you can see they're not at the curve to ever become an elite. So, like for me, I've been good at video games before, and I've been trash at video games I've played for years. So, like League of Legends. I've played League of Legends for like 5 years. Now, I can't say I've given it my all, but I've given it quite a lot of my time, a couple thousand hours now, and I'm not good. Like, I'm gold 2 still to this day. And so the amount of time I put in, I will never be an elite at League of Legends. Maybe I would if I keep going, but the point is like, if I put this much time in and I still suck, then I suck, right? I'm a loser. That's what I am. I'm gold 2 after having thousands of hours in the game. I'm a fucking loser. Now you compare me to someone who plays normals, who just plays casually for fun, doesn't even care about rank at all. Like, these people don't even play ranked at all. Like, they don't even play to win. They literally just play for fun. Those people are also losers, right? So what he's trying to do is he's trying to shame people into playing games, or not just playing games, but doing something that isn't games and becoming elite at it. Now, there is a category of people where he would be wrong about. So most people who he's against, he's right. When he says you're a loser, he's actually right, right? Because he's talking within the scope of the hierarchy, and the dominance hierarchy is the scope of this discussion, and so he would be right about what he says about, you know, that they're losers. But the category of people who play video games and actually are elite at them, and no, I'm not talking about a mildly good rank like platinum or diamond. I'm talking about you're in the top, you know, 1,000 or higher in a video game. And if it's a small populated video game, you better be in the top 50, or, you know, you better be literally one of the best, like actually elite people at video games. I've done that in a few games like Hearthstone and competitive COD. Even though competitive COD isn't that populated, I still reached the number 4 team. So I mean, I've gotten to. You have to use how high you are in comparison to the population of people playing it, right? If there's a smaller player base, you better be in the top 5. You know what I'm saying, or the top whatever. And if the player base is larger, then it justifies maybe being in the top 1,000 or 2,000. But if you're just, you know, a reasonably above average player like a diamond or a platinum, in a lot of these games, he's not talking about you. You're still a loser too. You're not even close to going pro, and you never will. He's talking about, really what Joe Rogan is trying to do is he's trying to get everyone on the planet to find a craft that they can actually become elite in. And that is reasonable. And his argument is that video games are preventing people from trying to find crafts that they can actually become elite in, because the stimulation of video games is so high that it just traps you in, and it gets you from never becoming elite in anything. And it is a ploy by the rich and the elite to keep people from becoming elite. And so the category of people that he would be wrong about is the category of people that actually do become elite at video games. Those people could criticize his argument and they would actually be right. But there's also, which is really the entire reason I made this video, there's a very, very small amount of people, probably kinds of people that are on this channel, that would be right as well about criticizing Joe Rogan's argument. And it's as follows. If you were to criticize his argument and say, well, the dominance hierarchy doesn't matter anyway, and it's a ploy by natural selection to get me to act in a certain way that is not congruent with what I actually want, then you would be right. That Joe Rogan is wrong, type of thing, right? Here's the deal. Most people that are giving this as a counter argument, they would not fall under this category of people who are saying, you know, the hierarchy doesn't matter because it's all a sham anyway. You know, they would fall into the category of people who, you know, are still within the hierarchy. They're not omega males as they're called. They're still within the hierarchy, and all they're doing is justifying themselves being a loser. That's all they're doing. But when people are, you know, lower on the hierarchy and they're red pilled and they have a very good understanding of reality and they know all about the, you know, the differences of the genders, and they know that you know, the influence that biology has on our brains, and you know, they understand reality. When they have an accurate understanding of reality and they followed my channel and they follow evolutionary psychology and they know the reality about that this is all a fucking sham, right? When they get that the whole thing is a fucking joke, that and they say, well, he's wrong because he's just trying to shame me into, you know, playing part in the system. He just wants me to try to climb the hierarchy, but I already know the hierarchy's a sham, so I'm not going to go do that. Those people would also be right, but those are a very small amount of people. And the kinds of people who are saying, like, you know, all these counter arguments against, you know, being losers and stuff, most of those people, they're right for the wrong reason. So they would be right when they say it's okay that I'm a loser. They would be right about that, because it is okay that you're a loser, because it doesn't matter that you're at the bottom of a hierarchy that's all a sham. They're right, but they're right for the wrong reason, so they're wrong. I don't respect people who are right for the wrong reason, right? If you're on a business board and everyone is shilling this stock, for example, let's just say everyone go buy Tesla, and then Tesla goes up, and you only got rich because you listen to other people. To me, I still view you as wrong, right? You got right one time, but if you just listen to what everyone said every time, you'd be more wrong than you're right. So you're still wrong to me. To be right for the wrong reason is to be wrong to me. I get that you're right in the sense that you're right about that one instance, but you're still wrong as a person. You still don't understand reality enough to be able to make that, for me to be able to give you the credit for being right. So people who are justifying being losers, they're justifying being losers because they know everything about reality, and they know that reality is just a, you know, I've already gone on about all the mini pointers, but yeah. You just watch the rest of my videos to hear all the other shit. But you get the point, right? So they're right for the wrong reasons, and so they're wrong to me. And Joe Rogan is right. He's right that they're losers, because as far as I'm concerned, these people still think the hierarchy matters, or at least subconsciously do, and they're not able to separate themselves from the hierarchy. They don't know what it's like to be outside of a hierarchy. I'm not talking about being above it or below it. I'm talking about being outside of it. They can't even conceptualize it. Their brain is not, you know, it's not equipped for that. So at the end of the day, what is the reality here? These people are playing for fun. They're not elite at anything. Joe Rogan says, go be elite at something. And they're like, no, I don't want to. I want to remain being a loser. And that's pretty much it. That's the moral of most people who are justifying this. Very few people are actually elite at games enough to justify playing games. And very few people, even fewer, much fewer. Think of the few people who are actually elite at games. And the number of that is even fewer that understand reality enough to know that, you know, it's all a sham anyway. So yeah, I just felt like getting that out. It's kind of complex. I'm kind of all over the place here, because I'm forcing you to try to understand multiple different abstract concepts at once with this video. And some of them you may only have a vague idea of, but regardless, I think the main point was pretty easy to follow. So so yeah, tell me what you guys think. I mean, I probably stretched this out more than it had to be in terms of like the whole Joe Rogan thing. I don't think many people are making that big of a deal out of it, but I still think it's funny how quickly people will justify themselves being shit And I also think it's funny how few people understand uh, how little it matters that they're shit or not. It's that's even funnier. Like the amount of people who don't understand that it actually doesn't matter anyway whether you're shit or that you're good. Um, and that whether you're shit or you're good is only serving the needs of biology. Um, yeah, that's even a smaller percentage of people. So in the end, this was just another ramble. I'm hoping to come out with another video soon for you guys. But yeah, until next time.